Good afternoon, I'm Shawn Yao and this is One News Now. The Philippine National Police is rolling up its sleeves for day one of the implementation of the unified curfew in Metro Manila. Pat Manguna joins us live from Camp Crame in Quezon City for more details. Hi Pat, how many police officers are to be deployed around Metro Manila for this?
Shawn, the PNP has deployed 10,000 policemen to ensure the implementation of the unified curfew hours in Metro Manila starting today. The 5 districts of NCRPO will set up more than 370 checkpoints all over the metro to watch out for violators of the 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew. The Highway Patrol Group and Reactionary Standby Support Force will augment the law enforcement personnel. PNP OIC Lieutenant General Guillermo Eleazar says night shift workers and other workers coming home late will be exempted from the curfew. They just have to present their company IDs as proof in case they encounter a checkpoint. Motor vehicles, meanwhile, will be randomly inspected to avoid traffic buildup. Eleazar also reminded people to prevent gathering amid the spike in cases. Penalties will depend on the respective LGU's ordinance. Shawn, the police were also told to observe maximum tolerance and respect anyone they encounter at the checkpoints, while the public was urged to obey the curfew and cooperate with law enforcers. Shawn?
Thank you for that update from Camp Crame in Quezon City. That was News 5's Pat Manguna. Here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. The Supreme Court will resume oral arguments on the anti-terror law on March 23. The SC suspended the oral arguments to give way for disinfection of its offices amid increasing COVID-19 cases. And the NEDA headquarters in Pasig City is now under lockdown until Sunday after a rise in COVID-19 cases within the agency. NEDA employees are now tasked to shift to remote work to prevent the further transmission of the virus. And Pasig City Mayor Vico Sotto is under quarantine after his driver passed away from COVID-19 last week. Sotto and his staff underwent testing and are still waiting for the results. The mayor said he is not experiencing any symptoms, but he will strictly comply with quarantine protocols. And one professor from Emory University assures the public that all available COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Professor Carlos Del Rio walks us through the differences among existing jabs in this Bloomberg Quick Take.
The best vaccine is the one you can get into your arm. All the vaccines that are currently available are actually very effective in preventing you from getting sick, preventing you from dying, preventing you from getting hospitalized with COVID. So I would say, take the vaccine being offered to you. The most important thing is to be vaccinated. Some vaccines may be better against some variants than others. Some vaccines may be better in older people than others. I think we still need a lot of research to understand that data. Some vaccines may have longer protection time than others. The research has not ended. Right now, what we have is emergency use authorization. That means there's a public health emergency and the vaccines are being authorized to use because of the public health emergency. But they're not yet fully authorized, and that is pending some more studies. And, research is still happening. We're in the middle of this crisis. We're trying to get over the crisis. Then we'll figure out what happens long term. But in the meantime, even one vaccine is better than no vaccine. And get vaccinated because, what will happen later? It reminds me about the early years of HIV. We use antiretrovirals and we said, cure the antiretrovirals you have. And we're starting an antiretroviral therapy and we saved thousands of lives by starting people in what I think were not the best antiretroviral drugs. Even back then, even in the US, we're using drugs. And nowadays, I get chills to think that we were actually giving that to people, but it saved lives. Now, if somebody back in 1996 would have said, no, I'm going to wait until there are better drugs, they would have been dead. There's a lot of very smart minds working on COVID vaccines. I think we're going to get much better vaccines. I think we're going to be talking in 3 to 5 years about very different vaccines.
For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.